Flamy Grant. First, we're going to start off to tell you that she's a little taller than I am. So when she comes to the podium, they're going to have to adjust this mic. Either that or I was going to have to be on a step stool. And she's an award-winning and Billboard charting artist, a shame-slaying, hip-swinging, singing, songwriting drag queen from Western North Carolina. She just released another single today, from what I understand. Her 2022 debut record, Bible Belt Baby, say that fast 10 times, reached the #1 spot on the iTunes Christian charts. She may be a drag queen, but she's the queen of irony. She won the 2023 Kerrville Folk Festival New Folk Competition. She's a powerhouse vocalist, intrepid songwriter, and irreverent comedy queen. You know, it's a good thing the Republicans are not in session, because it just wouldn't go over, would it? Yes, I'm putting some of my own. I'm putting my own opinions in this. I'm sorry, Flamy, if I'm doing something wrong here. Flamy drags you into a therapeutic, we need it, theatrical mix of music and storytelling. We need that too. Armed with a bold lip, I like that, and a blistering voice, Flamy is proof positive that nothing is sacred, but everything is holy. Shame belongs in the closet. And every one of you, look around, is a brilliant, resilient badass, ready to take on the world and even the current occupant of the Oval Office. So I would like you to join me in welcoming Flamy Grant to this podium.
No, perfect editor.
We're going to have to get this mic.
Thank you so much. Hey, y'all. How we doing, NERFA? Has it been good so far? I just got here. But I'm going to soak up the next 2 days with y'all. Ooh, this feels official. I would like my ashes to be spread in Canyonlands National Park in southeastern Utah. That might sound illegal, but I have researched it. You do need a permit, which is obtained from the National Park Service by submitting Form 10-930S. There's a few other regulations that you have to live by, including avoiding cultural features, not leaving any monuments or markers at the site, and the party scattering the ashes can consist of no more than 6 people, which, good luck writing that into your will and not pissing someone off. It's gonna be harder than choosing your MySpace top 8 in 2002, you know? But why am I starting what is sure to be called a groundbreaking and galvanizing keynote speech with talk of my final earthly resting place? Well, in her novel, Major Pettigrew's Last Stand, author Helen Simonson's prim and proper protagonist, Major Pettigrew, says, "I always thought it important to decide where one would be buried, and then one could sort of work out life backward from there." He's British. Seemed logical, seemed like good advice. So I have picked Canyonlands National Park, and I will tell you why at the end of this keynote address. If I've learned anything from drag, it's the value of teasing a big reveal. Before we get there, though, I have to do my duty as one of your keynote speakers here at NERFA and share, from my perspective, something that might help make you become better or happier or more fulfilled in what you're doing. Easy stuff. As the world's foremost expert on singing folk music about religious trauma in drag, highly competitive field, here are 10 life lessons I've learned along the way. Lesson number 1. Baby, spoil the hell out of your inner kid. When I was little, theater was everywhere, and my mom's closet was the costume department. I was serving looks in modest is hottest floor-length nightgowns and a pantyhose on my head as my wig. But somewhere along the way, I got the message that joy had to be gendered and playtime had to be policed. So, in a bit of foreshadowing, I tucked that sparkle away for decades. But here's the thing about your inner child. They don't go away. They might be sad and starving and very quiet, but they are always waiting for the day when you'll come back for them. When I reached back in time and grabbed my own little hand and pulled that kid out of the shadows, I didn't just find joy again, I found purpose. It's been said before, but your inner kid already knows what your adult self has forgotten. The things you loved at 3 are not accidents. They're clues, breadcrumbs back to your truest self. So play dress up, sing too loud, paint with the wrong colors, because one day someone might pay you to do exactly that. Lesson number 2, be delusional. At the end of the day, drag is the art of delusion. It's the audacity to look at yourself in a $10 wig in the mirror and say, why, yes, I am the moment. When I first started performing, I had no proof that I was good. I just decided that I was. And that delusion gave me the courage to get better. Delusion can be the door to discipline. In her book, Belonging, Tokopa Turner writes, enthusiasm is the vitality of spirit expressing itself through us, and its grace in our voice should be welcomed and cherished. The word originates in the early 17th century from the Greek enthusiasmos, apologies to the Greeks if I mispronounced that, meaning possessed by God. Now more than ever, the world needs your enlargement, your weirdness, your fiery crescendos of rebellion from boring. Baby, if that's not an artist's mission statement, I don't know what is. That's right, Tokopa, thank you. Lesson number 3, stare into the mirror and fall madly in love with yourself. Drag queens spend hours in front of a mirror, contouring, blending, arguing with the symmetry of our eyebrows, a battle I lost tonight. It's basically immersion therapy with glitter. At first, it's uncomfortable. You notice every flaw, every wrinkle, every old insecurity whispering in your ear. But if you come back every day and stare long enough, something really cool starts to happen. You soften. You start to see what's going on behind those eyes in the mirror. You see the potential instead of the imperfection. Makeup, for me, isn't a mask. It's a meditation. Every brushstroke is a conversation with myself that says, you are worth all of the time that it is taking to achieve this. And I like being here with you. As the great RuPaul herself always says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? Thank you, RuPaul. Loving yourself isn't vanity. It's a path to vocation. Lesson number 4, tell people who you are even when you're not entirely sure yourself. When I launched that first Kickstarter for Flamy back in 2021, I came up with a tagline that I didn't even really know what it meant, but you've already heard it tonight. Shame-slaying, hip-swaying, singing, songwriting, drag queen. It's a mouthful, but it sounded fun. And maybe true? Every time I've said it out loud since then, it feels more and more prophetic. It's the magic of declaring yourself before you've fully figured yourself out. Identity isn't always a discovery. Sometimes it's a creation. And you, as the artist, get to direct. So tell people who you are. The messy version, the maybe version, the work in progress version. Because baby, if you don't name your story, someone else will, and they're gonna get it wrong. Lesson number 5. Everyone has a womb. Everyone has the makings of a mother. Just this morning, my brand new song, Magna Mater, dropped, available on Bandcamp. Magna Mater is Latin for Great Mother. And it's the title held by Cybele, an ancient Phrygian goddess who mothers the world. For the cover art, yes, I did put myself in full head-to-toe pregnant goddess drag. Some folks will think that's sacrilegious, some will think it's absurd, others will think it's hilarious. I think it's kind of holy. Drag at its best exaggerates something until it reveals a truth. And here's one of my favorites. Every human, no matter their gender, has the capacity to mother. To mother is to nurture, to make space for growth, and to love something into its own becoming. In a Facebook post on Father's Day, ironically, last year, my friend Adim the artist said, if you don't feel nurtured in the ways you need, then simply nurture in the ways you need. And heal a little bit of yourself by pouring hope into the world. So, mother your songs, mother your audiences, mother your own damn heart, because we need more mother energy on this planet, and it might as well start right here in this room. Ooh. Number 5 got its own applause, yes. Number 6. I'm supposed to and I should are never as compelling as I want to, and I could. I spent a lot of my early life doing what I was supposed to. Supposed to love a certain way, supposed to sing a certain kind of song, supposed to believe the things that ultimately made me feel very, very small. And y'all, supposed to is a terrible muse. Okay, she's boring, she's judgmental as hell, and girl, she don't tip at the show, okay? By shifting from I should to I could, everything opened up. I could make a drag gospel album. I could sing my way out of shame and into freedom. I could, it's possibility. It's play, and it's power. So the next time you hear that little inner critic saying, you're supposed to, just smile sweetly, and say, "Thank you, darling, but I'm much too busy being possible." Thank you. Number 7, life lesson number 7, when the haters get loud, you get proud. If you've never had a stranger on the internet tell you you're going to hell, are you even an artist? When the hate comments first started rolling in, I'll admit, I got in my feelings a little bit about it. I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to prove my worth, but then I realized haters don't comment on mediocrity. They comment when what they see or hear makes them feel challenged in some way. So now, every time someone leaves a little vomit emoji on my social media post, I think, thank you for confirming my relevance. Let them rage while you rise. Let them boo while you bloom. It's not an exact science, but oftentimes, the louder the hate, the clearer it is that you're doing something brave enough to matter. Life lesson number 8. If you want to get better, never do it the same way twice. Drag is an experiment every night. One evening, I'm a country cowgirl. The next night, I'm a disco ball with feelings. Each new look teaches me something about shape or color or, most importantly, risk. I think art works the same way. If you're repeating yourself all the time, you really are just rehearsing safety. And wouldn't you rather be discovering something new every day? In their song, Betting on the Muse, my very favorite band, Over the Rhine, sings, "You learn to be astonished. That's how you pay your dues." I love that. Practiced wonder is the tuition we pay for growth as artists. So change your set list, write the song that scares you, try harmony you're not sure will work. Every new risk is a doorway to discovery. Life lesson number 9, naked does not always mean authentic. People sometimes assume that drag is hiding. Why not just be your authentic self without all the makeup? But here's another truth that I will borrow from RuPaul. Drag doesn't hide me. It reveals me. When I pull on sequins and wigs and pack dangerous amounts of powder onto my face, I might be physically covering up, but in every other way, spiritually, emotionally, psychically, I'm stripping down to my truest form, free and unashamed, baby. Authenticity is not about minimalism, it's about alignment. It's when the outside finally matches what the inside has been trying to say all along. So whether you wear sequins or flannel, flannel, hot pink eyeshadow, or earth tones, the question isn't, is this the real me? The question is, does this help me tell the truth? Last lesson number 10, tits up. It's my favorite bit of advice from drag and from life. It's simply that, tits up. It's not just a posture, it's a philosophy. Shoulders back, chin high, heart open. Even when the world feels as heavy as it does today, even when the gig doesn't go how you want, you face it chest first. Tits up is a reminder that confidence isn't something you feel before you can act, it's something you choose as you act. So, the next time you step on a stage or just wake up to face another harrowing day, take a deep breath, ground your feet, lift your chest, and declare to the universe, "Tits up, y'all, we got this." Thank you. Okay, there we have it. 10 ways drag might be able to help any of us become a more whole, happy, and hopefully hit-making artist. I guess that means that now we're back to talking about death. In 2006, during Thanksgiving week, I made my very first trip to Canyonlands National Park. I drove my little Dodge Neon up from San Diego, where I was living at the time, and I rolled down that long entry road all the way to the edge of a cliff that remains the most fixating, fascinating viewpoint I have ever taken in my life. I found myself wanting to fly over the edge and just soar through those endless canyons. After hiking a short ways to a secluded little spot with no one else around, I sat down, pulled out my journal, and I started listening. That's when I realized there was absolutely no sound whatsoever. I had never experienced silence like this. No breeze, no birds, no insects. It was a perfect silence, at once eerie and entrancing. I looked out over those canyons that stretched further than my eyes could see, and I thought about how much water had passed over this land to carve that fragile maze of dirt and rock. It was absolutely unfathomable. The time it had taken, the patience of wind and water, the erosion that would require millions of years to be compressed into a time lapse just for my short-circuiting brain to even begin to comprehend it. My whole world started falling apart as I sat there taking it in. For as long as I could form thoughts, I had believed the stories I had been told about a 6-day creation, a 6,000-year-old earth, and the God who ordered everything I could see. I heard my deep heart whispering something that I had feared for a really long time. It can't possibly all be true. There's no way that you can continue to believe in the things they've insisted are critical, fundamental, unassailable facts about God and the planet and us, not without further damaging your own spirit. It was a terrifying moment. I had never allowed myself to really, truly question the supremacy, much less the existence of the white-bearded, white-skinned, very male, very grumpy God that had lorded over my life since birth. But sitting there in the silence that swallowed me whole, I couldn't help but start to imagine leaving my God there in the canyons and returning to San Diego without him. I wept, I waited, I listened, and there was nothing. In my wildest imagination, it was as if the divine itself was nudging me, saying, "Go ahead. Let yourself disbelieve. Let yourself be an atheist, even just for this moment, sitting on this cliff. Let your foundation fully fall out from underneath you. Let it erode. Let water and wind sweep it away. Let the stitches that hold the fabric of your universe together come undone, and see what remains." I've spent the last 20 years becoming good friends with doubt. Deep friends, cherished and inseparable friends at this point. I have learned to lean into doubt, learn that she has her own means of supporting me, She's gentle and patient. And best of all, she's brought a deeper meaning to every moment of faith, hope, and action that I've experienced since. With doubt as my partner, I've learned how to squeeze more joy, more catharsis, more dreaming, more connection, and more, and dare I say, better songs out of life. In her book, Saved by a Song, Mary Gaucher says, "A songwriter is the role of a medium, one eye in the now, one eye in the memory, and a third eye focused on the other side of that thin veil of the future, trusting that somehow it'll all come together." My world started to unravel that day in Canyonlands, and for 20 years, I've sat by and I have watched it slowly disassemble. Some days it's as terrifying as it was that first moment on the edge of that cliff. But most of the time, as I watch a piece of my formerly sure-footed foundation fall away, I simply smile, wave goodbye, and write a song about it. As each day passes, the edge of the cliff gets closer and closer, and soon, I think, I will finally feel it crumble away beneath me entirely. And what will I do then? I suppose I will open my eyes, spread my arms, and see if those canyons will let me soar through them. Tits up. There's not so much a lesson in all of this, and it's not really related to drag, but I just wanted to let you know that I would like to have my ashes spread at Canyonlands National Park in southeastern Utah because it's the first place I ever allowed the rigidity of my worldview to soften. It's the first place I ever stopped needing to control everything around me. It's the first place I let go of God. And the first place I became acquainted with doubt. In Latin, the phrase is memento mori. The late, great poet Andrea Gibson said it this way: "I picked my head up and I loved the world that I knew wouldn't always be mine." Thank you, Andrea. By choosing Canyonlands as my final resting place, I've been able to sort of work life out backwards from there. And I'm really happy with how it's going. I think I'll leave you with one final quote. This one comes from a particularly special hero of mine. In an interview this year on the podcast No Small Endeavor, Amy Grant shared these words: "You have to know not just how your mind speaks, but how your body responds to the truth of something. You have to listen when you cry. You have to listen when the hairs on your arms stand up. You have to listen to those things that are deeper than words in you, whether it's an idea to do something, to walk down that dark street, to adhere to a lifestyle or a system of belief. Only you are wired the way that you are wired. And I trust that the true light that gives life to every person is capable of speaking to you in that inner sanctum that only you can access." Tits up, NERFA.